Hello everyone, a very exciting topic for the stream today. We will be sculpting Morpheus from the Matrix. And Matrix is, I love the Matrix series. Not the series, bro, I just like the part 1, part 2. I think it sucked after part 3 and the 4 was a disaster. So yeah, but it is a really good movie. Like the Matrix 1, so good. But after that it's downwards hill. And Morpheus, I believe, when I was young, bro, like I always admired Neo because he was a superhero, he could stop bullets and everything, and Morpheus was someone who was just in the background. But as I've gotten older a bit and I rewatched The Matrix, I just realized, bro, like Morpheus is the hero who doesn't wear a cape. He's the hidden one. He's the one who found Neo, brought him out, taught him, mentored him. And that I believe is a really good quality of Morpheus. Also, when you like, when we're young, yes, like when I was young, of course I just focus on the action, the pum pum pum, the bullets firing, the punches and everything. But when you get older, a bit older, you actually start to understand the dialogues and the conversations that happen in the movie as well. And that is where you learn real wisdom from. So some movies were like the wisdom that they have to throw at you is so amazing. And one of Morpheus's dialogue has stuck with me ever since. Let me tell you what that is. Yes, let's go. How's it going? Yo, Shizuma, how's it going, my friend? Wow, a very warm welcome. You guys have been waiting. Morpheus is... Yeah, I think this was a good topic for the stream then. I love Morpheus. Yeah, something really funny happened. I was talking to one of my mentorship guys and we were on this call. I don't exactly remember what the thing was, but here's the reference that I shared with him. And this is also the dialogue that stuck with me for the Morpheus dialogue that stuck with me. By the way, I think that this dialogue in the movie is something that people did not pay so much attention to. It's not one of the famous dialogues, but yeah, it just stuck with me. Let me tell you. So I was telling him, bro, I was like, hey, bro, so have you seen the fight scene between Neo and Morpheus? And he was like, yeah, I have seen it. I was like, okay, what do you think? Do you remember what Morpheus said to Neo during the fight scene? He's like, yeah, I remember it. And I was waiting for him to say the same dialogue that I had in mind. I'm like, yeah, what was it, bro? And I was so excited. I was just waiting for him to respond. And what he said was, you think that's air you're breathing? It is a very famous dialogue, but it wasn't the one that I was expecting. The dialogue that I was expecting was, stop trying to hit me and hit me. That dialogue is so awesome. Like, and the reason that I love this dialogue is because I think we can apply this to a lot of things. A lot of time what I see people doing is that, yeah, bro, I'm trying to beat procrastination and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Like, to them, I'm just thinking, stop trying to beat procrastination and just beat procrastination. If you label yourself as someone who's constantly trying, who's struggling with things, you'll be the person who will always struggle. If someone says, yeah, man, I've been trying to get into sculpting, but I'm doing this and that, and then you ask them, like, have you been training for, like, are you training every day? Nah, man, I tried once a week. I followed this 15-minute tutorial and then I gave up. Bro, this is because you think that you are trying to get into sculpting. So stop trying to get into sculpting and get to sculpting. I'm trying to lose weight. Bro, stop trying to lose weight and actually quit that junk food that you're eating. Stop indulging in that junk food, in that sugary snacks that you have every single day. So stop trying to do things and actually do them. And I think this is so crucial for whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to beat procrastination, stop it. Just do it. Like, what's stopping you? The most common thing that I see, yeah, man, I've been trying to do this and I think I'll try tomorrow. I'll do this tomorrow. I swear tomorrow. I swear after an hour. Let me just do this. And after that, I will do this and that. It never, ever works. To anyone who thinks that, okay, bro, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to do this after an hour. I'm going to do this next week, whatever. I have just come to this conclusion that whenever I find myself in a similar situation where I'm like, yeah, man, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start doing this tomorrow. I'll start doing this a while later. I just remind myself and have this mental dialogue with myself. I'm like, Ishaq, if you don't have what it takes to do this right now, stop fooling yourself thinking that you will do it tomorrow. And it just really, really helps, bro. The best time to make a change is literally right now. Do whatever. Like if you want to if you want to get into working out, let's say, and you're looking for that perfect program, that perfect workout routine that you haven't been able to figure out, just do something. Do 10 push-ups, do 20 crunches, and then try to figure your way out after that. So do something in the way that you want to do. If you want to get into sculpting, bro, instead of trying to find that perfect tutorial, perfect video that's going to help you, instead of trying to do that, just do something. Block a face out. Try to sculpt something. Just get into it. And I believe this is so important, bro. Imperfect action will always beat a perfect plan. The reason is that a perfect plan does not exist. People spend years trying to come up with that perfect plan, and it never happens. There's so many things that you just cannot decide right now. So many problems that you cannot see right now. You have to get into the thing, you have to get your hands dirty, and then try to figure things out from there. And if you're struggling with sculpting, bro, oh wow, what a seamless pitch, Ishaq. If you're struggling with sculpting, bro, there's a free course linked in the description. There's a free course in the chat right now. So you can go ahead and join, bro. Like people have been getting massive results almost within 2 weeks. So it's pretty insane actually. If you've been wanting that, just go ahead, click the link in the description. So yeah, just like Morpheus said, stop trying to do it and just do it. The time you spend doubting is time you're spending not 100%. Someone intelligent. Thank you. Exactly that, bro. Here's the thing, bro. Doing the thing is what will actually help you get better. So in this case, doing the thing, if you want to get better at sculpting, right? Doing the thing is sculpting. So if you're looking for references, you're not doing the thing. If you're telling your friends about how you're going to get started, you're not doing the thing. If you're planning things out on your journal that you keep doing every year, you're not doing the thing. If you're looking at tutorials, you're not doing the thing. If you're watching courses, scrolling Pinterest, you're not doing the thing. The only thing that will help you improve is to do the thing. So just sit down and sculpt. So imperfect action beats a perfect plan. Stop trying to figure it out. Start somewhere and then figure out things from there. And this applies to almost virtually everything, bro. It's pretty insane. So my favorite Morpheus quote is that fight scene where Morpheus just tells Neo, stop trying to hit me and hit me. And it was pretty hilarious, man. Like when the person I was on call with said, do you think that's air you're breathing? I was not expecting that, man. And then we just laughed for a whole minute. It was pretty hilarious. Also, a very similar thing happened. So the Ziz sculpting that I just recently completed. So let me show you guys actually. Ziz breakdown, string, random, no, sock sculpt, character breakdown 2, renders. So yeah, very similar thing happened here. So let me show you. So here I sculpted Ziz. And you see this character? This is something that I was struggling with. I did not know how to make posed characters. And I'll admit, bro, I was being a bit of a Jerry. Like, I'll be the first person to admit this. Because I was trying to find tutorials on YouTube on how to sculpt posed characters. And I couldn't find any. I could find ZBrush resources, but not particularly how to do this in Blender. Then I tried watching some rigging tutorials. Okay, maybe this is how I can rig this, how I can rig that. And it did not work either. So the best way that I could learn and do it was to just do it. And that's how I did it. I just tried. Like, what's the worst that would happen? It's gonna end up like a shitty sculpt, but it turned out to be surprisingly well sculpted. So I'm pretty happy with this one. This is probably my best my best so far. And you can see a similar thing happened here with Superman. So when I was sculpting Superman, I did not know, okay, can I make a posed character? I wasn't sure of it. The only way to find out was to actually just go and try. The worst thing that could happen is that it could be a bad sculpt. It would turn out to be a shitty sculpt. Honestly, I take my words back. I don't think that that's the worst thing that could happen. The worst thing that could happen was I never tried. That would have been the worst thing. But I tried and it worked out. If it didn't work out, I would have learned some lessons on how to improve this the next time. And in any case, bro, it's a win-win situation. I feel like most of the times the biggest hurdle in our way is just us. Like we are our biggest hurdles. We want everything to be perfect. Perfect does not exist. And we have to suck before we get good. Even if it's something that you are good at already. So I can make pretty decent characters now. But post sculpting is something that I haven't tried. And before I get better at it, I have to suck for a while. That's just how it is. I'll send to you in DM on Discord a piece of advice I wrote for someone else. You might appreciate it. Sure thing, let me know and you can share it with the everyone on the stream here. Good morning, Sensei. Hello, my friend. How are you doing? By the way, The Matrix 4 sucked, man. It was such a bad movie. Like, even after watching the movie, I was like, what was the plot here? What just happened? The Matrix was about them trying to free everyone from the Matrix, but that still hasn't happened yet. They still haven't unplugged people from the Matrix, and I have no clue about what's going on with the Matrix series. It's so weird. I'm not sculpting, but I am working on a short film on Blender. Yeah, bro, like that's pretty cool. These things, they just apply universally. So when you're making that short animation, there are certainly some things that you are good at, some things that you're not so good at, and the thing that you are not so good at will require a lot of work from your side. It will require a lot of commitment. So as long as you don't give up, that is something you can 100% do. Why not? I've sent it. You can check it whenever you like. All right, let's do it right now. Let's see what Alex has sent us. Yup. All right, let's check. Why is the computer slightly laggy? I think it's my mouse. It's not the computer. Yeah, that was my mouse. I'm going to give you the advice that I currently apply to myself. Stop doubting, stop overthinking, act, practice, be patient, and train to reach your fucking goal now. Awesome. I love it. Yep, stop doubting. Sometimes we just have to shut our brain, just perform, and trust the process. That is beautiful advice. If you try overthinking stuff, a lot of people, what they think is that, oh boy, what if it doesn't work out? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if it turns out bad? But try focusing on the bright side of things. Like, what if it does work? What if you do succeed? What would happen then? You choose to let fear stop you. Why don't you choose to let the bright side of things push you forward? This is a mental game, my friend. You choose how you feel. You choose how you want to react to certain situations in life. Now, some situations are 100% super shitty, but majority of the times, bro, you get to choose how you want to look at the situation. It's you either look at things as half glass half empty or glass half full. That's a decision that you make in real time. Do I want to look at this glass as half empty all the time, or do I want to look at it as glass half full? And I believe the secret to good mental health is just playing these mind games with you. Just realizing that, yes, you are in a much better situation than what you think. I know this because I used to feel the same way. Like, I used to feel like, bro, my situation is so special and no one can understand how I feel. It's like no one can understand this, bro. I have such a sad life. I have such a bad life. No one can understand what I go through every single day. The truth is, bro, no one cares. No one cares. And I've just come to this conclusion, bro, that if I have the leisure, if I have the time to complain about my life, about my situation, I don't have it bad enough. I seriously don't have it bad enough. Because when I go out on the street, bro, I see kids and their age is to play and to, I don't know, like they're at the playing age. They are the sole bread owners of their family. Outside, standing in the sun, in intense heat, selling flowers, bands of flowers that they spent hours to make. For, for if I convert that for you, that would be around 30 cents. They make a flower band by hand, hours of their time, and they come on the street under the sun. And right now, the temperature here is around 33 degrees centigrades, 35 degrees centigrades, and they are standing there on the street trying to sell those flowers to people. And they don't have time to complain. They have it so much more worse than me. And I'm pretty sure, bro, if somehow my life was swapped with theirs, I would beg for my life. I would beg that, oh God, please just give me my life back. I won't complain anymore. I love my life. The reason being, people just focus so much on their problems. They don't focus on the things that they can be grateful for. And I'm pretty certain, bro, if you just take out a piece of paper and on one side you write everything that's wrong with your life, everything that's messed up in your life, everything that makes you sad, and on the next page, right on the page right next to it, you just start writing things that you can be grateful for. The list of things that you can be grateful for will always outweigh the things that are making you depressed or sad. You're not sad. You've just focused on your problems for too long. Try focusing on the things that you can be grateful for a change. And just remember, like, if you have the leisure to complain, if you have the time to complain, you don't have it bad enough yet. Because at the end of the day, what is mental health? It's the battle between the thoughts and your mind. It's mental health. It's mental. And like a muscle, you can train it. You can train it to look at things positively, to train to look at things on the good side. Right now, you've just trained to look at the bad side, and your mind just defaults to think of the worst situation ever. Is it you on Chatterbait? What's Chatterbait? So, yeah. This is already starting to look like Morpheus, so that is nice. It's a good sign. I feel like the eyes, I made them slightly higher. Yeah, they should be about here. Middle somewhere. And this, my friends, is why you keep everything low poly. So that you can make these adjustments. when you figure them out. An inappropriate website. I really don't understand what you mean by that. Is it you on Chatterbait? An interesting piece of advice I took on was that not all the voices in your head are actually you. Oftentimes, it can be your subconscious echoing endlessly. That's a very good point, my friend. And anyone who's suffering from bad mental health, like I know this because I was at a point, what your subconscious is telling you is it's telling you to make a change. There is something in your life that is not working, and there is something that you need to change about your situation. Being depressed basically means you are unhappy with the state that you are in right now, the conditions that you are in right now, and you just have to make a change. And in order to make that change, you have to take some sort of action. And people just do not take action. That is why they just end up in this vicious cycle. And the way that social media and everything around you is designed, it uses depression as a cushion. So everything that's wrong in your life, you blame it on depression. Oh man, I can't focus. It's because I have depression. Oh man, I'm fat because I have depression. Oh man, I'm not doing well in life because I have depression. It's the other way around, dumbass. You are depressed because you're a fat fuck. You are depressed because you haven't achieved the things that you want. You are depressed because you are not focusing on the things that you should. Your brain is telling you to change your situation, and you are not taking any action to change your situation. This is why the most common thing that you're going to see, people who are depressed, but the moment they start going to the gym, or the moment they start doing something difficult in life, and they see some sort of result, their depression is cured. That's it. Depression comes from inaction. When there's something in your life that you want to change but you're not able to do it, that is when these negative emotions, they start to seep in. But the moment you see some progress in an area of life that you want to grow in, boom, depression is cured. And it's all about perspective. Of course, doing things is definitely hard because we are so addicted to social media, to video games, to porn, to easy sources of dopamine. Our brain does not care what the source of pleasure is. It just wants pleasure. Our brain is by design a monkey brain. It does not care what the source of pleasure is. It just wants to be entertained all the time. And what's easier to be entertained or to feel pleasure? Is it growing in an area of life that is meaningful to you? Let's take sculpting as an example. Let's say you want to make your dream characters. Now, there is pleasure in making the characters that you want, 100%. But there is also pleasure in scrolling. There's also pleasure in jerking off, 100%. Like jerking off is so fun. Social media is so fun. There's pleasure in doing drugs. There's pleasure in getting drunk and doing all of that stuff. Our brain by design, like I told you, it's a monkey brain. It does not care what the source of pleasure is. It just wants pleasure. The higher the pleasure is and the lower the effort required to attain that pleasure, the more addicting something is going to be. That is why people are just addicted to video games. The pleasure is so much, like when you're playing GTA, you're blowing stuff up, you're stealing cars. Of course, it's fun. Who doesn't like this is such a guy porn thing, to blow things up, to watch explosions, to shoot stuff, and of course, like which guy does not like that? There is pleasure there, and that pleasure is instant. It's instant. If you want a skin in a video game, you can grind the game tonight and unlock the skin by the morning. But if you want to learn sculpting, it's not something you can do overnight. It requires a longer commitment. Because the timeline is so expanded, because the timeline is extended, is longer, your brain just cannot commit to it. But the moment initially, you have to force yourself. There's no way around it. You have to force yourself. You will not feel like sculpting, but you have to sculpt. The reason you don't feel like sculpting is because your brain is used to these artificial sources of dopamine, artificial sources of pleasure, that it just does not want to commit to something. Why would you want to sculpt something in Blender, which takes an hour, and by the end of the hour, you still haven't learned much. You still haven't progressed a lot. Why would you want to commit to that, whereas you can edge in the toilet for an hour? Whereas you can play that video game for an hour and see the progress bar loading up, see the mission being completed, seeing your progress bar in the game bar actually move. Why would you want to do that? Our brain is a monkey brain, bro. The trick that I have here is, if you want to fall in love with sculpting or anything in life, bro, you have to shorten the time span. Okay, you have to set smaller goals. What do I mean by that? Let me show you. So this is where I started when I was sculpting. Okay, this is where I started in December 2023. I absolutely sucked at sculpting, bro. And even though I tried, the sculpts were not improving. This is so bad, so bad. Sometimes I did get better. So this Voldemort is really nice, really nice. But then I tried sculpting a female and it sucked. Like, I ended up with this little duckling. Now, if a person is trying to sculpt something, of course he wants to make it super correct. His favorite superheroes. He wants to make something that's fun. For example, I wanted to make Gojo. I want to make Walter White from Breaking Bad. I want to make Conquest from Invincible. This is our goals, right? The reason that you're learning sculpting is because you want something to create something that inspires you. Now, what people do is that they practice for 2 weeks and then they expect, oh man, like I want to go from here to sculpting Gojo in 2 weeks. That will never happen, my friend. That is not going to happen. But a more realistic goal is that you move here and you're like, all right, I don't know how to sculpt shit, bro. Today, what I'm going to learn is I'm going to learn how to block the face out. That is all I'm going to focus on. That is all I'm going to learn. And you just focus on that. And if you allow yourself, there is pleasure in realizing that you knew nothing about sculpting, but now you know how to block out a face. This, my friend, is progress. If you allow yourself, you can trick your mind into falling in love with the process. So you learn how to block a face out. The next stage is set a goal that, okay, today what I'm going to do is I'm going to learn how to position the eye sockets and the nose and the ears. That is it. And as long as you can do that, there is pleasure that you just have to allow yourself to experience that. So you can fall in love with the process, but you have to use a bit of mind trickery to do that. Your How to Sculpt Face in Blender 5.0 is excellent, and I've come so far in a couple of weeks. I love that, man. Appreciate the feedback, and I'm glad that it is working for you. You know, the worst thing that I can imagine being a fat guy. Not a fat guy, but an obese guy who has man boobs and stomach that hangs over his penis. Like that fat guy, 200 kgs or something. Imagine being that fat guy and then trying to lose weight. Just imagine, bro. You're 250 kilos and you're trying to lose weight. And even the best case scenario, like an impossible scenario, you're losing 1 kg every single day, bro. Even after a month, if you're 250 kilos, after a month, you've only reached 220 kilos. You're still a fat fuck. You're super fat, bro. You're still obese. You still have man boobs. Just imagine being that guy. And then you spend another week. You lose 60 kilos. You're still 190 kilos. Oh, boy. Even after 2 months of making all of that sacrifice, you're 190 kilos. You're still super fat. Imagine being that fat guy, bro. How difficult would it be for him? The only way he can get results is to commit for it. Now, there's 2 ways you can look at this. A guy who's losing weight at 1 kilo a month, right? The same fat guy, right? The same fat guy. He can lose 30 kilos in a month and be like, oh boy, I'm not losing weight. This thing is not working. I made so much sacrifice. I compromised all of that sugary food, all of that junk food, and it's not working for me. And then he gives up. What conversation did I walk into? We're talking about fat guys who have man boobs and how difficult it is for them to lose weight. And I'm just talking about 2 mindset switches that allows that fat guy to either be slim or to stay a fat fuck. So one mindset is that he's losing 30 kilos a month and then he loses 30 kgs. After a month, he's still 220 kilos and he looks at himself in the mirror and he thinks, oh boy, this thing is not working for me. I'm not cut out for this. And then he gives up. He goes back to eating that junk food, sugary food, and he stays a fat fuck forever. And then there's another guy. He's also losing weight. He's in a similar situation. And what he does, bro, is after a month, he just realizes, holy shit, bro, I just lost 30 kgs in a month. He allowed himself to feel that pleasure. And he thinks, oh boy, if I keep continuing this for 5 more months, bro, I'm going to reach my ideal weight. not 5 months, 6, 7 months at least. Yeah, if I continue this for 6, 7 months, bro, I'm gonna reach my goal. The only difference was that the first fat person had the end goal of reaching, I don't know, 80 kilos, 70 kilos, whatever his healthy range is. But the other guy was just focused on 1 month at a time. He just decreased that timeline that allowed him to feel pleasure. The same thing is going to happen here, bro. Like if you're trying to figure out sculpting, instead of setting a goal that, okay, in 2 months, bro, I'm going to go from here to sculpting full body characters the way that I see other streamers do. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Instead, just set yourself a smaller timeline. Be like, okay, I'm going to go from here to here in 2 days. And then give yourself, I'm going to go from here to here in 3 days. Set the bar high enough you know you can achieve. And when you achieve that goal, you will build confidence. You will fall in love with the process. And bro, you will be sculpting full bodies in no time. You just have to fall in love with the process. That's a bit of mind trickery that you can do. Imagine being a Jerry. Yeah, boy, Jerrys are the worst. Exactly. That fat dude is a Jerry. A lot of times we are making progress, but the progress is happening on the back end. We can't see or feel it yet. Does not mean that that effort was wasted. It's just sad, bro. Like I feel like this part of this conversation, this side of the conversation does not happen often enough. When you try to figure out sculpting, everyone says, "Yeah, bro, follow this course, watch this tutorial, watch this, and this. That's gonna improve you." But if you don't fix what's in between your head, bro, like what's between your ears, if you don't fix that, then there's no point, bro. You can have the best course in the world, you can have the best mentor teaching you one on one. It's still not going to make a difference. And I learned these things the hard way, bro. I just realized that maybe the problem isn't the courses, it's not the material. Maybe, just maybe, the problem is me. There's something broken inside me that I need to fix. And people don't have this conversation with themselves. The content creators, they don't talk about these things. The reason that they don't talk about these things is because they feel like, oh boy, this is not sexy. No one wants to hear this. No one wants to take the blame. If I tell you, bro, you're a lazy piece of shit and that is why you're responsible, there's a slight chance that I might offend you. And people just want to be so kind all the time, so nice all the time, so sincere all the time, that they don't want to tell you this. They don't want to tell you that, bro, the reason that you suck at sculpting is your own fault. The reason you're not making the characters that you want is your own fault. The reason you're failing in life, bro, maybe it is your fault. But no. You just do what you feel like doing, bro. You should be happy all the time. It's okay. Everyone goes through this. What the fuck, bro? Especially these mind positivity influences. I just don't get them. Why do they say that you should do what you feel like doing? In the modern world, bro, what we feel like doing most of the times is doing nothing. That is why you stay a piece of shit. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel this way. No, it's not okay, bro. Your brain is telling you to make a change. You're not doing that. It's not okay. It's not okay to be a lazy piece of shit. It's not okay to give into your feelings, bro. Like, we suck it up all the fucking time for our school, for our university, for school, for college, for work. When your boss calls you on a weekend, you show your ass there. But when it's the weekend, perfect opportunity to work on your goals, you want to slack, you want to procrastinate. When it's for someone else, bro, you're willing to bend over, turn things around. But when it's time for you to do the same thing for yourself, you want to procrastinate, you want to relax, you want to chill. It doesn't make sense, bro. So when you listen to these positive mind positivity influences, yeah, bro, do what you feel like doing. YOLO, you only live once. You stay a loser, bro. The truth is, most of the time, you don't feel like doing anything. You just have to do it regardless. You're not going to be motivated forever. There's no hack to motivation. The only hack to motivation is forget about motivation. Stop trying to chase motivation. Stop trying to chase happiness. Being happy is not a goal. Happiness is just an emotion, the same way sadness is, the same way anger is, the same way being confused is. It's just an emotion. Stop giving it so much weight. It's not the goal of life to be happy all the time. Because the truth is, it's an emotion. It's going to be there and it's going to go away. So many people are in such a desperate attempt to be happy all the time. And in that pursuit, they just end up more and more depressed. Because everything they do is out of the spite. Oh yeah, I want to be happy. Oh yeah, I want to feel this. I want to feel fulfilled. You won't feel fulfilled, bro. You won't feel happy. Happiness is not a goal. Forget about happiness. I promise, the moment you forget about happiness, when you stop associating happiness as the goal, you're going to be more happy. Instead of just focus on just being great at what you want to do. Focus on achieving your goals, bro. Do it regardless. If you're sad, do it sad. If you're angry, do it angry. If you're confused, do it confused. Just do it. You do it already. You just don't know. You do it at your work. You had a breakup, you still go to work. You had a fight with your mom, you still go to work. Your best friend left you, betrayed you, you still go to work and perform regardless. You're sick, you don't want to study, you still study. Because if you don't, you're going to fail that exam. If you can do it for other people, if you can do it for other scenarios, if you can suck it up, then why can't you suck it up for yourself? Why can't you suck it up for your own goals, bro? It's such a Jerry thing to say. I'm not motivated. I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. You won't feel like doing it. Ever. Period. Now what? Do it regardless. Do it unmotivated. Practice discipline instead of being motivated all the time. You won't be motivated all the time. Something interesting, I've been so focused on learning face that when I'm trying to sculpt other things recently, it's going so well. Oh, that's because you're simply focusing on things. When you're making an attempt to get better at the faces, you have to have a certain level of observation. And when you develop that observation skill translates to other stuff as well. Whether you're trying to make something that's stylized, something that's cartoonish, the 100%. If you can sculpt a good body, you can sculpt an easy body. It's just that simple. Now we can't really see Morpheus's eyes, which is why I'm a bit confused on how to sculpt them. I can see a bit of a peak here, but we don't actually get to see how his eyes are actually looking like. It's going to be covered by the glasses anyways, so I think I can get away with it. I'm just going to make something generic, and then we'll see how it goes. Man, spitting facts. Yeah, bro, like, I just don't care about offending you. Because no one... Bro, it's like hard love. It's hard love that I show on my content. And it's not for everyone. A lot of people just do not resonate. They're like, yeah, this guy is so fucking rude, bro. I don't want to listen to him. He's a piece of shit. He calls me out. He shows me the mirror. The only thing I'm doing, bro, is I'm just showing you the mirror. And you are the person who doesn't like what you see. So how is that my fault? It's not my fault. It's your fault. And my content strategy is so simple, bro. I just make content for my younger self. Everything I wish someone had told me, exactly the way that I wish they had told me, is how I make my content. I make content for my younger self. I know my younger self needed to hear all of this, everything that I'm saying right now. And he needed to hear this exactly in the way that I'm saying right now. No sugarcoating, bro. I feel like so many creators, they're just so afraid of offending people that they don't say the right thing. Instead of saying that this is your fault, bro, they just say, yeah, just practice more. Just follow this tutorial, follow that tutorial. But no one's going to talk about your mistakes, bro. If you're a lazy piece of shit, I can give you the best course for free and you're not going to do it. If you're a quitter, I can't help you because when things get tough, you're going to quit. But if I just teach you how not to be a quitter, it doesn't matter what resource you follow. You will not give up until you reach your goals. So that is what I focus on. 100% focus on sculpting as well, things that you can do better to get better at your sculpts. But I also want to focus on things, on the mental side of things, on things that no one talks about, on things that I personally struggled for more than 5 years, bro. I wanted to get into this for more than 5 years. The only thing holding me back was myself. But sadly, no one makes content about that. And like I said, bro, I make content for my younger self. I wish someone had made content like this. So here I am making content the way I wish I had. And as long as I'm helping that younger me, bro, my purpose is being fulfilled. I don't care if I offend people in the process. People are going to be jerries. I cannot please everyone. I cannot make everyone happy. But I want to make that younger me happy. That person who's struggling, who needs to be called out, and then he realizes things, and then he makes a change. I want to help that person. And as long as I'm helping even one, bro, my purpose is being fulfilled. But turns out, a lot of you need to be shown the mirror. And hence we get results like this. Let me show you. Davinci. Let me show you. Yeah, bro. Read this. Yo, man, just wanted to say thank you. I've been recently getting freelance orders due to my improvement in sculpting, and the best part is clients are actually pleased with the results. Now, Chicken Over Rice was someone who wasn't a bad artist. He wasn't a bad artist to begin with. He was struggling with the productivity side of things. And when those things were fixed, bro, he's on another level. You can see, bro, he's doing well in life. I have more examples. Let me actually show you. Just a sec. Let me load it up because I want to show you how important this thing is. I want to show you that this is true, bro. You can have the best resource in the world, but if you don't fix what's between your ears, then there's no point. You will fail 100% every single time. You will fail. Yo, here's what Vlad told me. Thanks, man. Wouldn't have been able to make this progress without your guidance. I would have been in bed till 10 a.m. doom scrolling Blender shots. I believe this is only the beginning, as I have introduced sculpting as part of my lifestyle right now. He was struggling with Blender shots. He wasn't struggling with finding a tutorial. He wasn't struggling with art itself. He was struggling with Blender shots. If you're addicted to Blender shots, how can you make time to practice? Once that was fixed, let me show you Vlad's results now, the kind of sculpts that Vlad is making. So let's go here, find Vlad. Just posts. Here, Vlad is studying female body. Here's the female head that Vlad sculpted. Here's Luffy that Vlad sculpted on his own. Here's a hammer that Vlad sculpted. Here's a scary character that Vlad sculpted. Here's a full body that Vlad sculpted. So see, his problem was that he was addicted to Blender shots. And once that was solved, and when he was given the right resource, this is the kind of characters that Vlad is making now. It's so insane. It blows my mind. And it just blows my mind that no one is actually talking about this. This is so important, by the way, that the first course that I introduced to the members here is the Start Here course. And what the Start Here course is, it's about you right now. You're struggling, you're jittery. How to find a purpose in life, the number one productivity killer that you have, how to make a timetable, how to make a habit tracker. Because I believe this is so important, bro. The first course that I make you watch is where I educate you about why are you stuck in these addictions in the first place, how do they affect you, and how you can break free. It's so important. I believe it's the most important thing. And he's starting to look like Morpheus. I like this. Let's look at the side view. If my head sculpts look weird in front view, does that mean my proportion are off? It could mean a lot of things, bro. The best thing you could do is to compare it with your reference. Try to figure out what is off. If you need help with that, just join the free 1 month challenge. There's a link in the pinned chat here. Every Saturday, what I do is I go live on the channel and I just go through the community and I share feedback on the things that you need to improve. I would have to take a look at what your front sculpt looks like, front view looks like, before I can comment on that. It could mean that your proportions are off. It could mean that you made something that's completely different from the tutorial. But yes, most of the times there is proportions. If you're struggling with proportions, bro, there's a free 5-hour course here on the channel that teaches you how to sculpt heads from scratch. I would highly recommend that you check it out. The first thing that I teach over there is proportions, because it is the building block. If your proportions suck, everything will suck. Let's add a bit of color to Morpheus. Paint blend. I want to make a duplicate of this. Duplicate asset. Temp. Brush. Oh, not user library. Current files. Okay, the reason that I'm making a duplicate of this brush is I want to change some settings. The most important thing that I want to change is I want to randomize color. And I want to put both of these to 0.25. I also want to make a texture. And I want to make this texture a cloud. And I want to increase the contrast a bit, decrease the brightness a bit, because I want some black and whites. The reason that I do this is because it just gives a much more natural skin color. So I'm going to pick brown, Morpheus, and see when I paint this color now, it has subtle hues. It's changing color. We see a bit of purple, we see a bit of yellows and greens. So that is what we want for skin. The secret to a good skin color is having more randomness. The more randomness you have, the better the skin color is going to be. The better the skin is going to look like. So have a bit of randomness when you're sculpting the skin. Just look at your own skin, bro. It's not perfect. It's not a flat color completely. Let's make it slightly red. So we can paint in his nose area, cheeks, give a bit of red to his skin. Once again, in a very random fashion. The more randomness you have, the better it will be. Also, let me just introduce some buzz here to his stubble and his hairline. And even if you just introduce these color zones, your character will look so much better. All right, let's give him his glasses. Oh, let's also color the lips. Alright, let's add his glasses. Then we'll see if we need to change something. What? RX90. Grid fill. By the way, these glasses are really interesting. They don't have the arms that rest on the ear. The way that these glasses work is that they have a clip in front of them. You hold the clip, you place the glasses, and then you release the clip. I'm not sure how hard would that be on the nose itself, if it is or not, but it's pretty interesting. Yeah, these glasses are really, really iconic. I do have the Neo sunglasses. Wait, let me actually find them. Try to find them. I have the Neo sunglasses. Yeah. Found them. Let me show you. I have the Neo sunglasses. These things are so retro, man. What do you think? Am I new yet? Should we complete the rest of the sculpt in Neo's glasses? I can't see shit in these, bro. It's slightly blurry for me. So these glasses, the one that I do wear, are slightly medicated. And the fun thing about wearing glasses, bro, is, if I'm working and for some reason, I don't know that I don't have glasses on, it works. I'll be working fine. But the moment I realize that, okay, I'm not wearing my glasses, then it gets a bit weird. And I don't know why that happens, bro. But it also happens to me when I'm driving. So if I'm driving without my sunglasses, without my glasses, the medicated glasses, I'll be driving fine. But the moment I realize, oh boy, I'm not wearing my glasses, something goes wrong. It's pretty weird. He's beginning to believe. I love that. So I'm not going to do something super, super fancy for these glasses. I'm just going to roughly model them. I actually suck at modeling in Blender. The reason being that for modeling, I have always used Maya. So when I was working as a 3D generalist, I always used Maya. And that is the software that I used. But Blender is something that I got into because of sculpting. And modeling in Blender is still something that I'm not very good at it. But I think we're doing an okay job. Clipping, yes. I want them to merge. No, I don't like it. This should definitely be much closer. Yes, now we're talking. Let's see, paint blend. Just paint them black. It definitely looks like Morpheus from the third quarter, but I'm not so sure about the front. Let's see what's wrong. Yeah, that looks better. Actually, I think it was the glasses. Side. Oh boy, I've also had this lying around here. Let me just take a bite out of that. And it's just Greek yogurt mixed with some fruits. Also, it will give me some time to get my eyes off the sculpt. All right. Yeah, let's work on getting some details in. Let me see. All right, let's remesh this to a bit of a higher value. And let's crease this. By the way, this is something that is bound to happen whenever you remesh. It's just one of the things that you have to deal with. You might have to rework some areas. And that's part of the process. I like how wide this shape is. The peaks of the lips definitely wide. So I'll adjust that. Better. Let's just also quickly do a proportion pass. Let's check. So here is the top of the head. Here's the bottom. Somewhere between should be the eyes. Okay, nice. Here's the eyebrows. Let me undo that so that it's not distracting me. Somewhere here should be the nose. His nose is slightly above the generic proportion. Let's check the bottom of the lips. Okay, so the bottom of the lips do line up. Let's check in our sculpt. So here's the eyebrows. About here's the middle. Okay, so we need to make it slightly shorter. Let me check the middle of the eyes. Okay, so that does line up. I feel like mine is slightly on the lower side. So let's just fix all of that. Let me collectively move all of this up. Looks like Jack from Hannibal. I haven't seen the Hannibal. Jack from the Hannibal. Alright, if he does look like that, he is the same actor. So that's a good sign. This is the character that he's talking about. Lawrence Fishburne. I am back. Hello, back. I'm Ishaq. How are you doing? Oh my god, that is such a lame joke. But I love lame jokes. I love bad dad jokes. It's my they're like my favorite. I love bad dad jokes. If someone has a bad dad joke, please send it to me. I am a sucker for bad dad jokes. The worse it is, the better, the funnier it is to me. I love lame bad jokes. Dad jokes. I have one too, but I'll only share it when someone initiates. If someone shares a bad dad joke with me, I'll share mine. And mine might be slightly offensive, which adds to the humor. I like humor that's a bit offensive because I believe true humor is offensive. The reason you enjoy spending time with your friends and you have so much fun is because there's no filters. There are no filters there. You can joke about whatever you want. If your friend is, I don't know, if he has cross eyes, if he's fat, you can body shame him as much as you want, and that's what ends up that's the reason you have a good time with your friends because there's no boundaries. And the jokes you make on your friends, they are offensive. Knock knock, who's there? Yeah, there might be a slight delay due to the stream. Let's wait to see who's there. Europe. Europe who? Is it European? No, Europe who? Why is your stream in 720p? Yeah, good question. It's because I'm not sure, but I might have to check the settings. Honestly, I'll have to check the settings. I think I'm just using the default OBS settings for streaming, and I think it is 720p. But we'll try. The next stream we'll try to pump it up to 1080. We'll see how that goes. I think streaming 720p would give me slightly better latency. I might be wrong. I'm not pretty sure about that. But I'll check the settings out. What do you call a small mom? What do you call a small mom? A minimum. Okay, here's mine, bro. What cycles do females ride on? Menstrual cycles. Menstrual cycles. They ride on menstrual cycles. Hey girl, are you a white van? Because I want to put some babies in you. Okay, by the way, Zach, I don't know. Do you use Octane Blender? No, I don't use Octane Blender. I barely touch the rendering side of things. I just focus on sculpting. If I do want to render something, I just used plain old Cycles. Cycles is pretty good. All of the renders that I've did, I have done them on Cycles. And like the result is pretty good, bro. Why would I want to use Octane? So see here, all of these, they are rendered out with Cycles. Cycles is pretty good. I love Cycles. This one being the latest one, which is Ziz. Yep. By the way, I don't know if you saw my chat earlier, but when you have the time, check out the sculpt I sent you on Discord. Sure thing, man. I think I haven't seen it yet. I'll definitely check it out. And I'm going to wrap up this stream. So I'll just add some quick clothes to him. And then we'll call it a day. By the way, guys, if you are struggling with learning sculpting in Blender and you want to learn in the easiest way possible ever that existed, period, just check the link in the description. You will reach a free course that will teach you how to get results in literally 30 days, which is insane. So if you follow the course, you will have results in 30 days. So go check it out. And if you're a bit more serious, then consider joining the Davinci School. That is where I teach more advanced stuff like anatomy, female anatomy, full body characters. Definitely the place you want to be in. And we got pretty sick results. Just visit the link in the description, bro. And you can check it out for yourself. So in the about page, you can see the results that we got here. Where the members started, where are they now? So it's pretty sick. We have all of these training modules inside. You get all of them as a bundle. You can see all of the results that I've been able to got.
Ryan King Art.
So we have Ryan. You can see his testimonial. Orlando. You can see Nikolai. We have even more, but school limits me on how many of these I can upload. Yeah, and so many more on the way. I am gathering testimonials right now. I will be updating this, but it's a pretty sick place to be. I'm going to take limited slots, limited admissions. So if you want to be a part of this, go apply right now. I will be opening the applications very soon. Just waiting for the testimonials, waiting to update all of this, and then I will be taking admissions. Once those seats are gone, they are gone. So don't be a jerry, don't procrastinate on this. I'm going to Beacon in September. You ever thought of going? What's a Beacon? BCON. Yeah, but like I'm getting so many different results on. Oh, BlenderCon. No, I haven't considered it. I'm not sure how that would help me. Like you can watch the same thing online at the comfort of your home. Maybe sometime in the future, but so far I have no interest in going there. I actually don't even like going to the cinemas to watch a movie. I feel like the best experience is at home. You enjoy so much by laying on your couch, eating the food that you want, and just enjoying the movie from the comfort of your home. I don't even like concerts. You're a homebody like me. Yeah, bro, like I love chilling at my home. I'm pretty very introverted. But I can be selectively extroverted as well. It depends on who I am spending time with. Like if I do want to go out, I'd much rather go to a theme park or something. I love theme parks. Like I would enjoy that so much more. If I want to go out instead of going watching a movie, I'd rather go bowling or something. But stuff like watching a movie, watching a conference, it's so much better to do it from the comfort of your home. Also, I don't like the noise of going to a concert. It's so noisy. Damn, I just checking. It's in the Netherlands. Damn, it's in the Netherlands already. I'm putting that on my list of need to go someday. I'm very introverted, but if I'm spending time with people I'm comfortable with, then I can be, yeah, exactly that. I am selectively extroverted. But I think it is important to go out. Like, you don't want to be socially awkward. As long as you're not socially awkward, that is good. A lot of people, they just never step out of their home, and that's not good. That's not good either. But it is important that you know how you function best. What is it that you want? What makes you happy? The kind of activities that you like, 100% you should go out and do them. So there was a point where I was actually pretty socially awkward, but it's not the situation anymore. That is bad. Like if you don't go out at all and now you're socially awkward, that's a bad thing, in my opinion. Nice. I'm in the land of tea drinkers as well. I'm not British though. I'm in South Africa. I'm in the UK, so it's a pretty cheap trip over to Amsterdam. It's been cool to meet someone of the YouTubers I've learned from. Say thanks. Fist bump. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So if like the purpose of there is to go to network with people, then yes, there is a very good opportunity to do so. In that case, yes, pretty cool. Let's delete this actually. Let's delete half of the side of this. This is three. Epic. I haven't been into. Got any tips for Blender not to catch on fire and crash when doing Boolean operations or voxel imaging? Tired of my R7 with 32 GB DDR5 getting outpaced by Nomad on my iPad. I'm not pretty sure about Boolean, bro. Like, Boolean is not something that I use very often. But for remeshing, definitely just proceed with your model step by step. Like, remeshing is a bit of a vague metric. Could you share how many polygons do you have when you're sculpting? What's the poly count like? Do you reach 2 million when you remesh? Like, what's the poly count like? That could be a better context. Like for me, I know Blender starts screaming at around 2 million, at least on my configuration. So when I reach 2 million polygons, it starts to lag a bit when I remesh that high. Anything other than that, it's pretty smooth. Sometimes it can also be a driver thing. So if you do not have the latest drivers, then that can affect the performance as well. I mostly use voxel meshing for to stay under 1 million. Most do CNC and 3D printing. That's a good tip. I haven't updated my GPU. Yeah, bro. GPU drivers definitely. You should update them. I realized this when my render times were taking so long, and it just turned out that all I had to do was to just update the drivers. Definitely do check that out. That might be the solution for your problem. And anything under a million polygons, it shouldn't lag, bro. It should be fine. I planned on learning how to proper manual retopology ages ago, but I haven't had the patience to deal with Blender. What GPU do you have, Ishaq? I'm curious. I actually have a GTX 1660, which is pretty old now, and it still hangs fine. So that's why I know anything under a million, it shouldn't lag. I wanted to update my PC, but I didn't do that. Instead, what I did is I got a laptop. So I bought a new laptop and I haven't still configured it yet. I was in the middle of recording the 1 month challenge again, so I didn't want to change my system yet. But since that is out of the way, I will be switching to that soon. The reason that I updated to a laptop is because I feel like it's better spec wise. Of course, it's not going to be Like the same specs that you get on a laptop, if you get the same configuration on PC, it's going to be so much better. It's just going to perform better. But the reason that I got a laptop is because it has better specs, plus I can have the portability of taking it anywhere. I think that one has, I even forgot the specs, but that is, I haven't even touched it. Barely touched that laptop. What was the spec on that thing? This Ryzen 7. Now, let me Google that up. All right, so yeah, it has Ryzen 7 7445. It has 32 gigs of RAM. It has an RTX 4050. Yeah, I still have to configure it with the system that I have over here. $1660 really has, yeah, bro, like it's amazing how much it still performs. It holds up so well, even to this date, which is pretty amazing. I got this, I made this PC when I was, I think it was back in 2021. Yeah, 2021. It's been 5 years. I haven't updated a thing on this. Before that, I had a shitty laptop. That laptop did not even have a graphic card. It did not even have a graphic card. And that is also when I started freelancing. So when I was freelancing, I was doing product renders, product animation, and product renders, and it took ages to render. So the best thing that I could do is to just leave the laptop to render overnight. So I just believe this to be so true. Like when you want to look for solutions, you can find solutions. But when you are a quitter and a blamer and a jerry, you just look for things to blame stuff on. So many people say, yeah, man, I want to get into sculpting, but I don't have a good PC. Bro, start with whatever you have. It's going to lag a bit, but it's okay. Deal with it. Make the best of what you have right now. I have met students, interacted with people who could not afford a graphic tablet, but they did not let it be a limitation. They sculpted with a mouse, and bro, I could not even guess that it was made with a mouse. That is how good their sculpts were. Where there's a will, there's a way. If I had moaned back then, oh man, I don't have a good laptop, I can't freelance, I would have been here. I wouldn't have been here. You have to make the best of what you have. And honestly, getting better specs, if you're a complainer, if you're a moaner, you're gonna moan when you have better specs as well. When you have that better PC, you're still gonna be complaining. Oh man, I can't learn because this happened, that happened, I have a distracting. You're gonna continuously throw blame around. The best thing you can ever do is to be accountable. Yes, this is the cards that I am dealt with. This is the best that I have. And what am I gonna do now? This is the problem that's in front of me. What am I gonna do about it? And you just have to figure it out, bro. So many people, like this is an example. So many people want to be YouTubers. And then they don't start because they're like, I don't have a good microphone and a good camera. What? People are becoming YouTubers by recording things on their phone. With shitty microphones, with default microphones. And then they work their way up. Back in the day when people wanted to learn 3D, they didn't have personal computers. They learned maths. Oh. You mean like coding and stuff? I've almost quit some of the projects I'm most proud of because I felt I was using the wrong tool or didn't do it the way I wanted to do it. The wrong tool is never a problem. It's that your skill is limited. Like I told you, people can sculpt with mouse if they have to. And a person who has skill, the tools do not matter. If a person is a good painter, As an example, let me just share this example. So if a person is a good painter, it does not matter what brush he uses. Like he can sculpt anything with whatever you give him. He can paint with his thumb if he has to. So a lot of times we just need to be honest with ourselves. Like, of course, if you don't have a PC at all and you can't afford one, that is a problem. That's not something that I'm saying. But most of the times, the problems aren't as big as we think they are. Even a failed attempt is a learning opportunity that builds on skill more. 100%, bro. That is well said. Even if you do fail at something, what you get out is a lesson. You get out an information on what you can do better next time, and the next time you try that thing, you do it better. It's always a win-win. You never fail. You the only time you actually fail is when you give up. So when you give up, that is the time that you literally failed. And the secret to life is to just not lose, bro. Just win. Just win at life. And be like, what do you mean by just win? Like, just win, bro. Just don't give up. As long as you don't give up, you're not losing. The only time you lose is when you actually give up. So keep trying, keep trying, keep figuring things out. No one is born a master. No one is born with that skill or things destined for them. We all have to work hard, bro. It's so easy to look at other artists and be like, man, wow, he's sculpting so well. He's born with this talent. No one is born with that talent, but they just have practiced more than you have. Put the same amount of effort as they have, and boom, you will have results that they have. It's really that simple. Always focus on what you can learn. If you sculpt something that looks wrong, it is an opportunity to step back and ask, 100%. I agree with that so much. Finally, someone intelligent. Jerry's do not realize this. Jerry's will always look for excuses. I love this quote. And it says that people will keep telling you that it's not possible, you can't do this and stuff like that, that they're going to pull you down. And the moment that you make it, they're going to make you realize how lucky you got. Like, what the hell, bro? You work your ass off and then they say, oh, it's not going to work, bro. It's not going to work. Why are you trying so hard? And then when you do make it work, they just remind, okay, you just got lucky, my friend. That is so true. All right, guys, with that said, this is Morpheus in his glory. And just as a bonus, let me show you guys the first time that I tried sculpting Morpheus. He isn't perfect, I know, but I have to bounce now because I also have to prepare for the weekly call inside the community. I will get back to this later and maybe refine some things here and there. But let me show you the first time I tried Morpheus. Where is he? Why can't I find him? He should be here somewhere. Amazing sculpt. Oh my god, yeah, thank you so much for reminding me that. What happened in the previous stream is that I made Freddy from The Nightmare on Elm Street. And I sculpted Freddy from The Nightmare on Elm Street. And I forgot to save the file. And I lost that character. I wanted to render him, I wanted to present him, but then I did not have the file. And it sucks. So here's what I made on the last stream. Yeah, Freddy here. But then I forgot to save him. So thank you, no man. Thank you for reminding me. I think we did a much better job this time. Let me try to find the absolutely insane skull. Thank you so much. Great work, man. Thank you. I appreciate this. Let me show you the first time I sculpted Morpheus. He's morphed. Yes. Doesn't look nice. He has a bit of the resemblance going on, but yeah, it is not as good as the one that we sculpted now. And this is common. Like, I tried to sculpt characters that I sculpted before. So for example, the first time I made the Joker, he sucked, absolutely sucked, but this is trash. The second time I tried it, here's what I got. And it was a bit better. Then next year I tried him again and it was so insane. So I do like trying, keep making the characters that I did before just to see how much I've progressed. Yeah, this just tells you like you will suck. Sucking is part of the journey. You have to be bad before you become good. Yeah, part of the process. The good vibes got me to click the ball. I will watch you next stream. Thank you, my friend. It was a pleasure having you around as well. Yeah, I hope you get that driver and I hope that fixes your problem. Alright guys, I have to bounce now. Well, that's really funny. Yeah. Alright guys, here's a fist bump. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. Here's a fist